What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 in Minecraft. This is part 66 in Minecraft, and in this one, we're going to be getting this whole hallway section done, along with the little grinder room at the end of it, right here, where, you know, the prototype gets revealed and all that nonsense. Anyway, that is all. One room left, though, after that, and with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. It's hallway time! That's not quite right. So, there's a little room before the hallway, actually. I don't know why it exists, but it's here, and it needs to be made. So, to start off for that particular room, you want to first untangle your cord, because it's definitely tangled, and get out the following. Stone and bricks. I literally think that's it. I guess we'll actually get out the door material. Nah, actually, let's not. It'd be funnier if we don't. So from the doorway here, you want to take all 5 layers and extend the stone out by 4 rows. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. We're only going to worry about the first 3. The 4th one only matters for the actual doorway itself. But you want to place off of the light gray concrete here, specifically the bottom 8 rows of it, 3 bricks coming out from each. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, that's just a whole pillar, but you look at that. Guess I should have seen that one coming. Like so. For fun, get out light gray concrete and black concrete, because I didn't actually know we needed them. And extend the wall itself here up an additional row. Really only you need this top layer, so it would be the 3 light grays and then the 2 bricks on each side of them. Like so. From the brick walls themselves, you're going to place stone up diagonally towards you from the walls themselves. And then outside of that, you'll place a black concrete. I will take this end brick on both sides and extend it towards you with 3 black concrete, and I'll also place a row off of the brick here. You can't really see what's there, but there are definitely some gaps. And you'll fill in the ceiling a block above all that we did with stone. You only need it on the front 3 rows. Like so. Cool. That's the in-between room. Again, I don't really know why it exists or what its purpose is, but it's here. So, you know, we do have to make it. You can clear your inventory and get out the following now. Light blue concrete. Smooth quartz blocks. Polished diorite. Cyan concrete. Pink terracotta, iron bars, black concrete, and I think we'll end there. So here's how this is going to go. There's a couple things, there's a lot of texturing and things going on here that I'm not going to actually do block for block. I'm going to give you the base of the hallway and everything important, and then I'll explain how I did the other steps, like texturing and things, but yeah. So you want to start from this point, and on this row of 5 stone, you're going to take either end and extend it up with 3 cyan concrete and then 3 pink terracotta. Like so. I have to sneeze. Connect the top pink terracottas together and then place an additional pink terracotta down in either top corner. You will place what should be... We're going to say 6 rows of smooth quartz blocks on top. It's kind of a number, but it's technically not wrong. Well, I mean, it's right. It's just you'll see what I mean later. You'll extend that also an additional row out the whole thing. Smooth quartz, cyan, pink, you name it. It's getting extended. Just like so. Cool. You'll then go diagonally back and out with a light blue concrete from both sides. You will extend that light blue concrete back by 52 on both sides. So you'll be way past everything. I wouldn't even worry about it being perfectly correct. I'm just going to bring this other one and assume that it's correct, because if it's a block off, it's not really going to be noticeable. Maybe with the light pattern, but even then, it's not particularly the most, you know, obvious. You can then, from the ends of those, go back diagonally in with a cyan concrete. Back one. Back diagonally out one, and then out by one. From the, out of those rows of two, you'll take the inner cyan concrete, these ones that are going like outwards, and you'll place 3 iron bars behind that inner cyan on both sides, and then another cyan. Extend those cyans out by 1, and then those same inner cyans you'll extend back diagonally in by 1 and back 1, which should give you this kind of weird shape going on here. You can, on these side ones, you'll go from the cyan back, or I guess diagonally out by 1 from the cyans, so basically you'll make that those 5 block hallway lengths again, so kind of like this. And then you'll extend the light blues out by 23. I'll do actually both sides, I guess. Like so. And then you'll go diagonally in with a cyan concrete and connect those together with iron bars. It's a whole lot of laying out. Like so. Cool. That's a T now, although we want it to look more like a cross than a T, so if you take these back cyans here, you'll extend back diagonally out with a light blue, like so. And then you want to extend back an additional 33. This one will matter a little bit more since there's pixel art here, but even then it's not really insane. You'll then go back diagonally in with the cyan concrete, and I guess back by 1 just for fun. Nice. You can take the side ones and bring them like out by 1 as well, those cyans, because yeah, that might be smart. It's not like a huge deal necessarily whether or not you do that, but I'm going to. So each of the archways are the same as the one we've already made, so... Well, actually, no, they're a little bit different, I apologize. The end one is the same at the back here, so if you want to do that one, you can. With the 2 cyan up and then the 3 pink, since we already have a cyan. Connect pink together and then another pink in each top corner. The other ones are a lot taller. But... yeah. So... they should be connecting over the 3. Basically, each doorway is, or I guess opening is 2 blocks thick, sorry, and then 3 blocks across. But you're gonna extend each cyan to start up by 5. I'll just take both sides of one archway for now, because that's really all that I think is important. You'll then place 4 rows of pink terracotta. Connect the top row of pink, and then place another row in each top corner, another block in each top corner, like so. And you want to do that a bunch. The ones you have iron bars marked for, you'll bring the iron bars up on the inside, obviously, because, yeah, you do want to fill that in. But you can kind of just look over and copy the same thing. There's a lot more filling left, don't worry. It's more where that came from. Although I feel like getting the pixel art done first is going to make more sense here. Generally, I don't, but it'll just because of that hallway length actually needing to be important, which is the back one. It might just be smarter to get that out of the way. And also so we can just fill around it rather than having to break it in later. Since it's quite odd, to say the least. But I guess as most things in this build end up being... Is it 4 more rows of cyan or 5? It's 5 more rows. Yeah, okay. I know it's 4 pink, so I can just see that that looks right, and it does. If I'm off by a block, then boohoo, so sad. I guess. These side hallways don't actually really serve any purpose, other than just being there. I guess alternate pathways that you can't go down. But, yeah. I do wonder... I mean, obviously, for Hour of Joy, everything would have been locked down, but... like, what actually... is there going to be a point, I guess, where we find a spot that we can, like a security or something, where we can unlock everything? Because that'd be interesting. Surely that's got to be... Well, obviously the doctor said he had that power. I wonder if he was actually unlocking things for us. Like, throughout the game. But then again, that also would just raise the question of if... For Chapter 5, if he doesn't exist, then who is going to do that? So, anyway, you should end up with this. Cool. We can do the pixel art on the back here. Actually, first off, I'm going to tell you to take the doorways on these sides here, these very end ones that are iron barred off, and not, like, within the final row of the, I guess, archway, but one block out. You'll just fill them in with black concrete. Leave the floor open, because we'll bring the polished diorite to that additional block, but... That's not really important yet anyway, so who cares? This part legitimately might just be the hallway. We're already a quarter of the way in, and we barely have anything. Okay, so, for these, you can get rid of black concrete and iron bars and get out the following. Cyan wool, cyan concrete powder. I don't know if that's part of the actual pixel art, but it is now. Light blue wool. And pink concrete. We will start with the right wall. So it's of this back portion. We're going to look to the right and look at this light blue concrete row. Starting from the, will be the front one, but the furthest right one. You want to count left by 3, and you're going to break this one and replace it with a cyan concrete powder. You do need a placeholder under it. Leave a gap of 1 going left, and the next 3 will be cyan wool. From the cyan concrete powder, you'll go up diagonally left with a light blue wool. Left, up, and then the rest of this will be with pink for pretty much the rest of this arm. You're going to go left with 2 pink, up diagonally left, left, up diagonally left, left, down diagonally left. Remember this block. You'll go down 1, then from that block both left and right by 1. Top of that little Tetris block shape, you'll go up diagonally left, left, down diagonally left 2, left, up diagonally left, up diagonally left 2, up, right, down diagonally right, and then you'll count down diagonally left to this pink, which you'll then go down diagonally left 1 from, left, down diagonally left, left, up diagonally left, up, and then left, down diagonally left, left, down diagonally left, then up diagonally left, left, up diagonally left, left, and then up diagonally left, and that should end in line with the end of your wall. For this doorway, actually, I do apologize, you'll bring the pink down a row. So basically, you'll place just under the pink another row of pink like so. And then you'll just shave off the very top row. So it's just 1 block shorter. This will be more important later, but you want to now direct your attention to the left wall and start from the furthest left block, which would be this light blue right here. Count right by 2, and you're going to break the next 2 light blue and replace them with cyan wool. Next one, a cyan concrete powder. From that, you'll go up diagonally right with a light blue wool. Right, up, and then again, now it'll be all pink. You'll go right by 2. Up diagonally right. Right. Up diagonally right. Up 2. Up diagonally left. Down diagonally left. Down diagonally right. You should have a block to the right, so right of that one, you'll place a pink. Then you'll go down diagonally right by 3. Right. Up diagonally right. Up. Up diagonally right. Up. Left. Then if you count down diagonally right, there'll be a block here. So from that one, you'll also go down diagonally right, I guess. Then right. Down diagonally right 2. Up diagonally right 2. Right. Down diagonally right 2. Right. up diagonally right 3, right, and then up diagonally right. Those two pinks should end in the same spot on both sides, which is nice. You'll extend either pink back by 1 and then connect them together there. Below the very center pink, you'll place a cyan concrete. And I would advise getting rid of your light blue wool, cyan concrete powder, and cyan wool, along with... Actually, nothing else, never mind. Yeah, we'll go with that, that's fine. So I get out magenta concrete, lime concrete, and dark oak cyan. Sure. Left and right of this, which should actually be a light blue concrete, I apologize, not a cyan concrete. You'll place magenta concrete to either side. From the center pink, you'll extend it up by 1, and then have a lime concrete either side. Above the left lime, you'll place a pink concrete. Right of it, 2 pink terracotta. Rightmost terracotta, you'll extend up 1, and then right 1. Between the 2 limes, you'll count down by 1 to this pink and place a dark oak sign. You'll get rid of the dark oak sign and get out wither skeleton skulls and place 1 off either lime concrete. You can then, if you know how to use slash fill, this is like the most I would recommend slash fill in a while for this. You want to place on top of each light blue concrete. I'll actually check the number because I don't remember. 11 rows of smooth quartz blocks. And that should make it in line with this front wall here. And yeah, again, if you know how to use slash fill, do not make yourself do this by hand. You'll end up higher than the doorways. Don't worry about it, at least for the ones in the center, like the center 4. Just don't worry about those, because I believe that should stay that way. I don't think there's a wall over them. Yeah, no, there's not. The only ones you do want to actually worry about, though, are the ones on the sides here with the iron gates, and obviously the one on the back wall, which has pixel art over it anyway. But like here, I'll just go over the top or the back row of pink. Really, it still shouldn't matter that much, but you know, I am still gonna care a little bit. So, and then I'm gonna do keep for the mommy pixel art, or in anticipation of it. Go to this corner. Boop. And then, yeah, I'll just kind of fill around it manually from this point. But yeah. Texturing, I won't show you on this one since it is the same as it has been. I'll just kind of give you the blocks as I've been doing. But there's one part of texturing I do want to show, which you'll see shortly, not quite yet. There's more filling before we get there, unfortunately. Because there's always more. When in doubt, fill more walls. Yippee. My keyboard isn't too loud, surely. And oh yeah, it's pretty loud. I noticed that earlier. I was watching or I was checking something in a video, and I was like, my god, that really is loud. Anyway. I guess you get deaf to it after a while. But you want to fill in your floor with polished diorite. Again. Slash fill. It's such a beautiful creation, so maybe would recommend using it rather. It'll be a block below the bottoms of the walls, so not quite in line with the light blue concrete. One block lower, I guess. Yeah, you could technically do this with one command and just do it a bunch of different times, but I'm gonna just get that one done and then I'll do the other side. Like this way. Because I feel like that is faster. Just like this. Cool. That should be all of it, except I will fill a little bit further in this doorway, just because, yeah. We have 2 layers of ceiling to fill in. I'll have you know, yeah, there's my good news. So, and I'll explain it as we do this here. A block above the height of the smooth quartz, you're filling in the ceiling with smooth quartz. Leaving a gap of 1 from that, you'll place a polished diorite ceiling below. Now, For this ceiling, you could also just remove this and have black concrete above the diorite instead, but I like the gap better because it actually is kind of how you can see it. If you've been, I guess, paying attention, yeah, that's one thing, I guess. But if you've been noting the ceiling, some of them have had the, like, holes in them where the panels are, like, falling down. This is one of those ceilings, so that was my... That's the way you can see it. It's so different in Chapter 3 now that I'm thinking about it, because Chapter 3 still has those sections that does that. Huh, interesting. Anyway, that's entirely unrelated. I just kind of had that thought process, because I have been doing the school recently, and so... Or I just did the school recently, rather. So, you know, I'm kind of still, like, in my brain, I have that in my... Or up there. So yeah, that is the main, at least, deal with the hallway. I'm already outside, so I don't even think I need to worry anymore. Again, I'm not going to give you the block for block of everything texturing-wise. I'm just going to explain how I do them and, like, what things you need to worry about. Because this is one particular thing that is different. But yeah, wow, that's really 21 minutes of a hallway. That's crazy, and it's still not done. Lights, that's the first thing. So clear your inventory and get out the following: nether brick, fence, sea lanterns, and spruce trapdoors. We're going to start from the beginning, and I don't think I'm actually going to give you the perfect spacing for this, because that will take, like, a lot longer than I care to admit. So if you leave a gap of... What is it? Like, I'll say 12 from the beginning here. You want to make sure you're in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The 13th one you'll place coming down from the polished diorite, a singular nether brick fence. Gap of 2 going back, another nether brick fence. Sea lantern under each. Connect them together, and then off these sides of the sea lanterns you'll place spruce trapdoors open up against them. All sides that are not top and bottom. Cool. From that point, you want to leave a gap of, we're going to say, like, 20 maybe? Somewhere around there. Again, like, it doesn't have to be perfect. 9, 12, 15, 18, 20. Another brick fence, gap of 2, another brick fence, sea lanterns under, and whatever. You should be kind of close to that doorway, but also, like, not infringing on it in any way. So, yeah. Next one is actually in this section here. You have this 5x5, and there will be a light in the center. So you'll just take one block off each side, place another brick fence, sea lanterns, whatever. And it's going the same way. It's not going left to right, because that would just be cringe. We don't want that. We don't want the cringe. Next light is in a very unfortunate position. It's actually the second diorite behind this doorway. If you're in the center, you'll count right by 1 nether brick fence. 3 sea lanterns extending down. Again, spruce trapdoors open off all sides, but the back side you'll leave open, which is this side, and you'll also have a spruce trapdoor underneath. Like so. That's the only light on that particular portion. On the sides that are gated off, you're going to be 2 blocks off of the far ends. So 2 block gap, and then, you know, the same thing. I don't think I need to go over it again. And instead of showing you this next part by hand, I'm going to show you the original one. Just because, again, we're kind of hitting that point to where it's like, let's wrap this up. So, I just have a little bit of time. But, still try to explain it to the best of my abilities. As I show it. Yeah. So, if I teleport to myself here. I think I'm in with the gate section. Yeah, okay. Let me just trap myself real quick. Ha, prank. Anyway, I'll talk about it one at a time. So for the wall texturing, you have, it's just diorite and calcite. You can add white wool if you want. I don't know why I didn't here, to be honest. Maybe I was lazy. But yeah, if you look up here, you'll see the entire top row is pretty much diorite. The least that I would go is honestly like 3. So you have the calcite sticking down here. And yeah. That's kind of self-explanatory. I'll explain that last, I think. The ceiling, you should know the drill here. You're just breaking a bunch of holes with polished diorite and placing pale oak trapdoors on the block behind them, open closest to it, like so. You can kind of see. Or you could also place it directly under the hole, like that, opened. Either one works. But I think it's easier to place it off of the block behind or in front. One of the two, I guess it doesn't matter which one. And yeah, they'll face the same way in this main portion, and on the sides they end up switching. You can kind of see. Face left to right that time. Floor is the same thing as it's been, it hasn't been this in a while, actually, but it's light blue concrete and pink terracotta are your two blocks, and you're just kind of doing the same tiling that we did at the beginning of the chapter, and throughout a lot of 1. Is this the last time we see this? I think it is, actually. I don't think this happens in 3. I mean, it's in the next room, but that's not really the point. And the only other thing, this section doesn't really have anything crazy going on. Oh, yeah, that painting, I have to explain that, but we'll get there in a sec. The, like, beginning here, you see I have this, like, white wool with the white concrete powder around it. It's just like these tears in the wall. You see they're not particularly interesting, but it's really just like a couple long rows of white wool with concrete powder surrounding it. So, yeah, take what you will from that, but texture this hallway as your heart contents, and... yeah, that is all for that. Back to the build, and we can do the grinder room. Alright, so as I mentioned, there is the painting in this doorway. If you get out painting and andesite stair, just to start real quick, the top center pink terracotta you'll place a painting off of. Wow, that's the same one I got. You'll have an andesite stair at the far row in the doorway as well, like so, just kind of to have that there. You can clear or get rid of those two things to get out the following. Light blue concrete, cyan concrete, pink terracotta, andesite stairs, black concrete. What do I want to get out? Polished diorite, that's what it was. I just like entirely forgot for a second there. Cobbled deep slate. Cobbled deep slate walls. And basalt. So on the other side of this doorway, if you look back towards it, the doorway in itself, you want to take the rightmost cyan and go toward you diagonally right with a light blue. You'll then extend out with 2 more light blue, cyan, gap of 3, cyan, then 5 light blue. Instead of using that wall, we're going to actually use the doorway itself again because it's just easier to mark. If you take the... If you have a light blue next to this cyan, you want to remove it, actually. I'm going to remove a couple of smooth quartz here as well, just for the point. But if you take this cyan concrete here, this like outer one, you're going to extend it over with 8 pink terracotta. Then go toward you diagonally left with a cobble deep slate. Then extend toward you with a wall, block, and then an upward facing basalt. You'll then leave a gap of 3 and place another upward facing basalt. Then a cobble deep slate, block, wall, block, wall, block. And then if you end up coming back over here and taking this end light blue and extending it left, it should diagonally connect to the cobble deep slate like so. That's the size of your room. The cyan on the right, you will essentially take the light blue outside of it by 1 on either side and just bring it right with another light blue. And then, including between those blocks, you'll fill in a block below the floor in with polished diorite. The one thing you do want to keep in mind here is underneath the cobble deep slate walls, I want to make sure that there is diorite under the walls. However, between the basalt, you do not want diorite. You want to leave it open because it's polished blackstone. It's where the floor switches. So, yeah, if you want to have blackstone under the walls as well, so you have a consistent line, that is okay. I didn't do that. But, you know, I think it might be a good idea. And then if you want to just get the texturing of the floor out of the way, that might also be a smart idea. But that one's up to you. I don't make I mean, I do make the rules, but it's whatever. This doorway here is the same doorway we have just to the left. You'll extend either cyan up by 2. Then place 2 pink terracotta on top. Connect the top pinks together and place an additional pink in either corner. And then you can extend the entire doorway towards you a block. You want andesite stairs at the far end of the doorway, at the top 3 rows, just filling it in. You'll then end up getting rid of your andesite stairs and getting out smooth quartz blocks, and each light blue concrete you'll extend up with 4 smooth quartz blocks. Leave the pink alone for now. I'll explain what happens with that in a moment. But I'm trying to get this kind of side here done first. And then with the doorway that the, prototype's hands comes through, which is what we've been kind of dealing with. A block outside of it on the left, or the side here, you'll just fill it in with black concrete. And I'm also going to fill in the ceiling with black concrete, just in line with the top of the doorway. Since you can't see it anyway, it doesn't really matter. And I just don't want to wait to fill it in with the warped hyphae, which is the ceiling in this area, or room, rather. You can, from this point, take the pink terracotta. And again, this is similar to the beginning of the chapter, but if you go right to left on the pink, if you're looking at it, you'll place a pink, 3 smooth quartz, 3 pink, smooth quartz, and then you'll have 3 full rows of smooth quartz on top of that. Extend each cobble deep slate block and wall along with the basalt up by 4s, which is just this entire wall, basically. Guess that would have been easier to say than each individual material, but a little late for that. Get rid of your basalt, black concrete, and smooth quartz blocks, and get out polished blackstone stairs, polished blackstone slabs, and stone, just for a brief second. At the top row of basalt, you want to connect them together with stone. Place an upside down polished blackstone stair in each top corner facing towards each other with an upside down polished blackstone slab in the center. Then you can, I guess, clear your inventory, whatever. I was holding off on doing that, but it's fine. And get out the following. Stripped warped hyphae. Cobble deep slate blocks. Cobble deep slate walls. Waxed oxidized copper trapdoor. Prismarine brick stairs. Prismarine brick blocks. Prismarine brick slabs. Observers. And we'll go red nether brick. Hopefully that'll be logical to some capacity. That's it. The ceiling is stripped warped hyphae facing front to back in the room, which the front or back would be the entrance that we would have come in from. Which is, I guess, fairly basic to what I normally consider anyway, is that... Also, make sure you fill over the cobble deep slate walls with this. Because, yeah. And... then we just have to do the details in this room, and then that is part 66 done. And then we have... I would honestly say 2 more parts. Like, I don't know. It might not even be 2, but I'm just going to say 2, because I think 2 is a safe assumption. So, pretend that you just came in the room as if you're getting chased. And on the left side, you have this doorway, obviously. You're going to be on the second light blue behind it, and you're going to place, extending off of the wall, 10 alternating cobble deep slate blocks and walls. Like so. You then want to, on the... not the first 5, but it'd be the 5 shifted right of that. You're going to place observers facing into this wall here. I mean, well, I guess you're going to have to place them looking towards the left. Because you want the... whatchamacallit, the, like, face of them to look at the wall. You then want to, on the top row, you want to break the center observer along with the one to the left and replace them with red nether bricks. Bottom, it'll just be the direct center. Place off of these side observers prismarine brick stairs facing inwards. So the bottom here, at the bottom left, will be a stair facing right. Bottom right, stair facing left. Top right, upside down stair facing left, and then top left, upside down stair facing right. You'll place a oxidized copper trapdoor above and below each stair, and then you'll connect them together with more trapdoors. You can then... Behind the observers, you want to just place like a wall of prismarine bricks that is just a 5x2 like so. And then I'm going to bring the trapdoors at the top here back so they go over the top of everything. You can get rid of the observers and red nether bricks and get out hoppers and stone buttons. And off of each of the observers / red nether brick that you can, you want to just place hoppers pointed into them. On the right side here, where you have the back end of the observers, you'll just place stone buttons off of them to cover the red. You can then get rid of your stone buttons and hoppers, along with your stripped warped hyphae, actually. We don't need that. And get out polished basalt, levers, and stone stairs. So leaving a gap of 1 going right of this, you want to take this cobble deep slate wall and place a prismarine brick on top. Right of it, a polished basalt facing upward, and then right of that, 3 more prismarine bricks. On top of the end prismarine brick, you'll place another brick. And then on top of everything left of that, these 3 prismarine bricks and the polished basalt, you'll place stairs facing forward. Place a lever on the only polished basalt, and what you can do from this point is take all the prismarine bricks here, and I guess the stairs, and extend them back by 2 into the wall. Like so. You can then take where the lever is specifically, and on the, I guess, middle of the 3 rows, you're going to place an upside down prismarine brick stair facing left. To the right of it, an upside down stair facing right. Extend the cobble deep slate block between these 2 little pieces of machinery back by 1, and then place an upside down stair on top with a regular stair on top of that. Behind that top stair, you'll place a stone stair facing back, and then extend it all the way into the corner here, which is where you will then place a stair in front of it facing forward. Below that, an upside down stone stair, and then below that, you will have a cobble deep slate block to fill all of that in. That is that part done. Next up, you can get rid of, I guess, your stone stairs and get out stone blocks. And above the direct center of this particular machine, the actual grinder itself, you'll break this trapdoor and place a stone with another one on top. On the right side here, just underneath this part with the lever, you're going to bring this cobble deep slate wall back with a stone and then another cobble deep slate wall. I don't know why it's a stone, but it is. So I wouldn't be asking questions. I guess that's how it connects to the ground. Who knows? You'll take this top right prismarine brick and extend it towards you with an upside down slab. Up with a slab. Towards you with a block. Towards you with an upside down slab. Up with a slab. Then forward with 5 blocks. Then you'll place a stone and then another prismarine brick. That stone you will bring down to the ground. And the one at eye level, you'll place waxed oxidized copper trapdoors open up against the sides of it like so. We'll come back to that in a second, I think, or will we just do that now? Yeah, we'll just do that now. You can get rid of your... Get rid of everything that isn't your copper trapdoors. And I'll just move them forward, I guess. And get out the following. Stone stairs. Andesite. Prismarine walls. Andesite stairs. Levers, end rods, and dark oak planks, and gray stained glass. So you want to replace the stone between these trapdoors with an andesite. Connect it forward into that wall and also extend it out the other way by 1. Before we deal with that, though, the block below the trapdoors here, or I guess below either trapdoor, you want to place a stone stair just pointed outwards. You'll then take this andesite and extend it in each direction by 1 to create a plus shape. Not like out, though, actually. You're extending it left, right, up, and down. Place andesite stairs in each corner to finish the circle, so it'll be upside down in the bottom 2 corners and right side up in the top 2, like so. And then off the center andesite block, you'll place a prismarine wall. Have waxed oxidized copper trapdoors surrounding the prismarine wall, and it'll give you this. In line with the doorway to leave this room, you'll place a lever kind of on either end of the prismarine bricks, and they should point towards each other. You'll crouch and place off either one of the levers and end rod. If you're looking at the door to the left of it off of these 2 rows of cobble deep slate, this block row and the walls, you'll just place a full row of dark oak planks off either. At the base here, if you're looking at the bottom right dark oak, you will place a polished diorite in the floor just outside of it or towards you with a gray stained glass on top, and the left one you'll just place a dark oak plank. You'll then clear your inventory again and get out the following. Dark oak trapdoors, bamboo trapdoors, lantern, spruce slabs, spruce signs, and barriers or something of the like. That should be everything, right, to finish the room, other than texturing, yeah, but doesn't particularly matter. I guess we can get a polished blackstone for fun. You'll see why I say for fun, because it really isn't necessary, but it'll just give us a nice, clean divide point. Over top the gray glass and the dark oak plank left of it, you'll place a couple of dark oak trapdoors. Over the right one, a block, you'll place a bamboo trapdoor open up against this dark oak plank, and on the side of it, a dark oak trapdoor open up against that same plank. Where the lever is on this particular machine, you're going to be, or you want to count out from it by a block and just stand on this polished diorite on the floor or whatever it is if you already textured the floor. Look directly up and trying to ignore the lever in your face, you're going to place a lantern there. The prototype door. We haven't done anything with this. Between the top set of pink terracotta, you'll place a barrier here with a spruce sign off of it. Extend the spruce sign left and right by 1 if you're looking at the door. Top right of the door, you'll place an upside down spruce sub under this pink. Extend it down diagonally left twice, which should be a half a block decline each time. And yeah, texturing in this room. Well, actually, first off, on the right side in the basalt doorway, you're just going to place polished blackstone in the floor like so, and that's your clean divider point. Again, texturing in this room should be fairly self-explanatory. Calcite for the wall, or for the smooth quartz walls. Deep slate tile for the cobbled deep slate. I'm not even going to think about mentioning the stone. For some reason, I textured the basalt with smooth basalt. It barely looks different, so I wouldn't even bother. But you could mix it in entirely. I think that would look kind of cool. And then the floor is the same as the previous room with the light blue concrete and pink terracotta. Once you've done that, though, ladies and gentlemen, that is part 66 of Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 complete. 1 room left, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a drill. 1 room left, and that room is the bay room, which I would put it on the list of one of the worst rooms in the chapter to make, unfortunately. But at least we get to end on a banger, right? Yeah, hang in there. It's probably, I would say it'll take 2 parts because it's quite tall. I think probably next part we'll get the layout of it done, all the actual room shape, and maybe get catwalks and some minor details done, and then we'll do the rest in the final part. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.